The design thinking process, a human-centric approach to tackling design problems. My name is Sitembo Kanyile, and after going through the design thinking sprint, I am here to present what I found and the step that I took to be able to come up with the idea to implement to solve the problem that I was presented with. So, what we're going to be going through is the introduction of the design thinking process, what it is, and how it is implemented. And then we're going to go through the stages of the design thinking process, which is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. And then we're going to sum up everything and give a conclusion of our findings throughout the process. So, what is a design thinking process exactly? So, design thinking is defined as a problem solving approach that puts a user or a human experience at the center of a design. So, we are constantly interacting with users or people who are going to be using our product to find their input on how are they engaging with the product, how they think that the product is solving their problem. So our problem that we are facing right now is that a large percentage of young people don't have digital skills training, and we need to find a solution on how to combat this lack of skills. So to solve our problem, we decided to use the design thinking approach, which starts with empathizing with the users, which is where we go out and we talk to the human aspect of the design thinking process, the people, the users. So we conduct research. So that research that we conducted were questionnaires where we got to understand the user needs and their goals. And we found out their pain points and their frustrations with regards to the problem statement. So we find the sample of people who have this problem, and then we try to understand their perspective with regards to the problem that we're trying to solve or the solution we're trying to implement. So we find out their behaviors and their habits and their emotional reaction and their perspective towards this problem. So we then go to our define stage, which is the stage where we compile all the information that we got from our empathize phase, which is the user insights, understanding the user's thinking process and the user's pain points. We compile all that information that we found from the research, and then we found that the youth have problem completing courses because of various reasons, which some were schedule clashes with their own personal lives. They lacked the support they needed whilst they were going through the programs. The knowledge overwhelm where they didn't know what to take exactly and how to form parallels between the information that they were getting. So there was information overload. And then there were lack of resources, which something like they did not have laptops or computers. They could not access electricity or data. So the process of learning just became a bit stagnant and a bit frustrating until they dropped out. But there were various reasons why they couldn't complete these training skills. So, using the who, what, and why method, we were able to reduce our segment to a specific user group that we worked with towards our ideation process. This stage has various parts which leads to generation of many ideas that we are going to use in our solutions. So we use the three-part step process, which we considered ridiculous questions, which were ridiculous solutions rather, which were solutions that cannot really be implemented, but they're audible. So we it could be a solution, but we cannot really use it on our solution. And then we had improbable solutions, which were the kinds of solutions that could be, but maybe they have different moving parts that we couldn't really implement them to our solution. And then we have possible solutions, which are well defined and concise solutions that we can actually use on our problem to solve it. After going through this process of ideation and coming up with all these ideas, we summed them all together and came up with the solution, which was for DG Minds, which is, well, not necessarily short, but it's for Digital Minds, which is a website, and it also has a mobile application that will be assisting digital enthusiasts to find a community of like-minded people to get connected with and find the mentors at different stages of their careers and get connected with employment partners and training partners in their own local area. So this is my prototype. My prototype is a very basic and simple idea. It has the sign up page, which you're going to use your email to either sign up or log in to the website. And then you're going to use this toggle or the sandwich bar thing up here. Well, the on the homepage, it's not necessarily that it looks like this. You can scroll left and right and up and down, but we're going to focus on this bar right here because this is where all the information that we're going to use to help the student actually solve their problems. So this is where we find our mentors, the workshop, the learning cycle, the toolkit, and the internships. So the rest of the prototype is just showing what's inside each bar of the mentors, what it looks like, and how the learner is going to be able to interact with it. Like most of them are clickable links, so it takes them to whatever resource that they need. So this is after having implemented our prototype, then we take it back to the users to test it to see if they are able to solve their problem using the design that we implemented. The user test, they give the product users time to evaluate if it solved the problem and if we can improve further on the design and if we even solve the problem to begin with. So we listen to the user input and implement the strategies to improve the product without compromising the value proposition of the design that we implemented first. Keeping in mind, however, that the design thinking process is not in any way necessarily linear in nature, so the designer has the flexibility of revisiting and reiterating on the stages as required and from the user feedback and user insights. And this helps in facilitating in growth and improvement of the product that is human centered. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to present my design and the process it took to come into it. Thank you.